GM. What's going on, guys?
Hey, everybody.
Hello, how are you?
How's it going, guys?
Nice, dude. What a crew, huh?
Yes, sir. Week 1.
I'm mad excited. I think someone's eating their mic. Is that me? Or no? I think it might be Jack.
Was that me? Are we good?
Someone's watching TV.
Let me turn it down. Here, let me mute myself really quick.
Dude, Jay over here is like multitasking.
Oh yeah, it's Jay.
Nice. Hanto, I think you have are those like the lights in the back? What are those called again? Like nanoliefs?
No, these ones are just like Amazon One sound blockers.
They look very
Let
fancy.
me know how that sounds. Sound pretty good?
Yeah.
A little bit better. All right.
Yeah, it sounds.
I had it on full blast. There we go. Much better.
Very nice.
How are you guys doing?
Dude, chilling. Just it's exciting. This is gonna be a pretty long stream. Have any of you done 2-hour stream before? I'm sure Hento probably has.
Hento's got it.
No, I'm
No?
done after an hour.
Dude, I hope you're loaded up on water. No, but yeah, I think we're like I know we're still expecting Eli, but we can probably kick it off either way. We're gonna be playing a couple of games today. I think we got Pirate Nation, we got Danino. We're gonna go through like kind of treasures tag system, as well as speak with the AI Arena folks as well. So gonna be pretty exciting. Hantao, I assume you're gonna be leading us through all these different things, and we'll be just kind of commentating in the background. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think basically the plan is we'll have for the games that are playable today, we'll have Hanto do a live stream, and we'll just kind of chat in the background as that's going on, and vibe out. That's the plan.
Hell yeah, dude! Arbitrum Arcade, baby, Chapter 1.
I guess should we do like a round of intros? Just kick things off.
Probably should. That is a good point. I'll start. Obviously, I do community here at Off Chain Labs, as the title says, right below there, and also like the resident hype man. You know, if I'm usually pulled in if I need to kind of spice things up a little bit.
Nice. I'm Jack. Great to meet everybody. I'm on the partnerships team at Off Chain, focus on gaming and NFTs specifically. So growing up those verticals on Arbitrum. I've been here since May of last year. Came over from BetMGM previously, but I've been in NFTs since like mid 2020. So excited to be here. Kick it over to Josh, maybe.
Sure. Yeah. You guys can see Josh or Ready Player J. I do live ops over at Treasure. So everything that you guys kind of see going on around milestones, live events, some of the create campaigns, that's everything that I do. If you head over to app.treasure.lol, you'll see the platform. And the platform is kind of the thing that I manage. The first thing that you see, some of the games on there and the details, that's a lot of the stuff that I take care of. So, yeah.
Hi, guys. I'm Gabe, also known as D-Rex, community manager and co-founder of Genio Adventures and Genio Fun World. Our development studio has been in Web3 like since 2020, and we launched Genio, started the whole Genio story on Web3 in 2021. And that's it. Glad to be here and participate. It's an honor and happy to be around this Arbitrum community.
Sweet. Hento?
Hey, what's up? I'm Hantao, co-founder Moku. We do incentivized community actions through our platform, and we also help some games with publishing, and I make content as well a lot of the times. Sometimes.
I like that. Good little plug. Yes, and then I guess just for a little extra context on this, the purpose of the live stream in general. This, of course, is Arbitrum Arcade. It's an 8-week, it's essentially an 8-week on-chain gameathon where I think it's roughly 24 games within the Arbitrum ecosystem. People are able to come on, play, and have all their in-game achievements essentially attested on-chain. Kind of definitely the first of its kind. And also the live streaming aspect of this, I think, is also kind of part of the whole activation, just getting people excited, actually gaming, both with us as a community, but also kind of promoting whoever else is gaming from a content creator's perspective on Twitter and YouTube as well. Yeah, this is of 8 streams.
Yeah, perfect. So I think it probably makes sense to kick things off with treasure. So the goal for the session today is we're going to spend about roughly 30 minutes on each game. So we've got until 4 o'clock Eastern. So we have some folks joining us from each team, or at least that's the objective, which will be interviewing them and just chatting through the game. So I think to kick things off, it makes sense to begin with Treasure DAO. I don't know how exactly we want to approach this. Hento might I think it could be good to just kind of share your screen and then have Josh basically walk through the platform at a high level and just talk about what you guys are building in general, what sets you guys apart from some other Web3 gaming platforms, and go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a great place to start would be, instead of the platform, to first start at treasure.lol. So that's our main website, our main landing page. And something that wasn't necessarily announced, but happened very recently was a website refresh. So if you head over to treasure.lol, you'll definitely be able to see a lot of really cool initiatives that we've recently announced. The treasure chain, the treasure create, the A-list. There's a lot of really cool stuff on there. If you head over to treasure.lol, and I'll walk through it with you at the same time.
Go for it, Jack.
Yeah, I think Eli might need some help with the settings on that front.
Just need you to help me bring it up here. Yeah, so my story when I first started Treasure was I met Mike, and he's on the small team, and
which is
preeminent. And then I started talking with him about the ecosystem, because back then I was like only knew about Axie, and then I was like, oh, Treasure is kind of similar to that ecosystem that Ronin has. And then so I talked to Mike. He actually made me a 1-of-1 small, and I was like, damn, that's awesome for like getting somebody into the community and like welcoming them, because when do you get somebody like on an exec team making custom art for you just to welcome you in? And then so I started exploring, playing all of the different games. I think I was doing at that time all of the beacon runs as well in the dungeon, so it was pretty fun.
Yeah, actually, Pre still does that. So some people that are really interested in, the smallest community or Treasure in general, if you show interest on Twitter and you engage with him, he still does it pretty often. He's definitely a little bit more busy now with the announcement and release of Small Bound, but he still does it. He did it for me when I joined Treasure too. It was almost a year ago now. But he made one for me that was based off of my old PFP, and it was really cool. He's got a lot of talent with what he's doing there.
I think there was for any of you who might remember, there was a time, I want to say it was like early 2022, when they made a custom small brain for the Arbitrum account, and like the profile pic was changed to that for like a couple of days. I got to see if I can find a picture of that actually somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like I remember it, but I can't picture it right now.
That's before my time here.
It was a while ago. That was a long time ago. That was like right after they kind of bridged over.
Yeah. Well, before we have that up, before we have the website up, we are heading to GDC as well as Arbitrum. Arbitrum's you guys are gonna have your booth there at GDC, and Treasure's gonna have a little bit of a force there. So we're gonna have a lot of the core team, and we're gonna be having a good time. We're gonna do a private Treasure fam event, so you're gonna be able to see everyone together, everyone that wants to be doxed together, and we're gonna try to make a vlog out of it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna meet up with the whole Arbitrum team and hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pumped. Sorry, my dog is burrowing behind me and making a ton of noise.
Dude, you're good.
Yeah, I can't hear it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Yeah, we're gonna have a big presence next week. So anybody that's there, definitely please stop by the booth. We'll have a bunch of games. Folks will be able to step right up and play. So should be very interactive, and would love to meet folks there.
Yeah. So I guess you guys can see the homepage now. So this is Treasure's homepage, recently updated. It definitely took some time to update this. There's a lot of art that went into creating the newest version of the Treasure homepage. What you can really see is the two call to actions are go start playing on the Treasure platform and reading that light paper. What you're going to see in the light paper is just a breakdown of the Treasure chain, something that we had been talking about with Off-Chain Labs and Arbitrum for some time, and was recently announced, I believe, in February was when it was announced. But then, of course, if you scroll down, you'll see our pioneering a new era of gaming, as well as some other games. You see the Beacon gameplay, Tales of Illyria is highlighted there, as well as Knights of the Ether, and pretty much just our main motto is that magic of play. So discovering the magic in the platform. There's a lot of cool things on here. So if you're a builder, there's a game builder or a project builder. There's the build on Treasure, a little bit lower than that. You can read the light paper again. Check out the gaming change. The TDK is what we call it, our Treasure Development Kit, that builders are going to be able to use and leverage to their advantage, as well as the Treasure identity and the login. So there's a lot to be unpacked there. If you scroll down a little bit more, you're going to see a welcome to Bridge World. So Bridge World is our community, our city center really of Treasure. So it's what connects the root network of Magic and Treasure. And that's our mascot, who is going to be like the main figurehead of Treasure, is Meme the Wandering Merchant. You're going to see them hopefully through a lot of the different games, and he's going to be popping up everywhere. You'll definitely see it in the platform as we go through it as well. But this is our homepage. You can go to the About, learn a little bit more about Treasure, or build. There's some solutions and community. In the community tab, there's the creator program and other information like governance, snapshots, newsletters, and things like that. But I think it'd be a great time to head over to the platform.
Cool. And then I know Treasure's like almost an ecosystem in of it itself because of how many games and people are building on there. So what do you think really differentiates Treasure from other platforms?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say it's definitely easier to differentiate ourselves from other platforms, but mostly if we take in consideration, like, let's look at an Epic Games. I think Epic Games is great. It could be considered more of a launcher, but they are a platform for games and discoverability and pretty much publishing these games. What differentiates us from them is we have more, I would say, less corporate-y, more connection with our gamers and our community. We're trying to be really connected to our core audience and our community through that, as well as if you compare us to other sites, like I just made a tweet about this, Cool Math Games or something. There's a depth to Treasure. There's the lore, which is going to be released even more further in these next couple of months, but also the earning mechanics from some of our games, the ownership for some of the NFTs. I think it's definitely, we are in the middle of a few different platforms, but I feel like we have the sweet spot to onboard a mass audience in the very near future.
Cool. So I'm gonna show some of my bags here. I actually got a Treasure tag when it first came out. What do I do with this?
Yeah, so your Treasure tag is your identity. This is your social profile. If you head over, I'm actually going to share something with you. It's going to be, I want you to take a look at my profile. So it's, okay, there you go. Now you got some inventory in there. You got some bags. But this is your identity to the world of Treasure, to the universe, to the Bridge World universe, and that connection. It's everything that you need to do going forward. Once we introduce a lot of the things like co-op and multiplayer gameplay from a lot of our games, you're going to be able to connect with other people once we put in some more, I would say, like co-op friendly, community friendly features into our platform, like messaging, joining, adding friends, and things like that. So this is just the beginning, being able to showcase who you are, what you've done in the ecosystem, and what you've collected as well. And what I just put in here, Hantal, was my profile there. You can see it's a little bit customized. What I have is a social banner, so you can do a social banner. You can showcase your inventory, your top 4 badges, and and a little bio about yourself as well. So, yep, there we go. And that banner there was actually one from a treasure chest, which we can go over a little bit later as well. So yeah, that's your, and you can connect your socials to it. So as these features roll out, there's going to be a lot of cool things that we can connect and feature with each other.
Cool. And then what are all of these tabs? Let's walk through them.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you hit that treasure logo at the very top left, that is our homepage of the platform. And you scroll all the way up. Those are our featured events at the very top, what's going on right now, what we want the focus to be on. The focus right now is that next harvester for Zverse. That's the biggest thing that's coming out right now. The last harvester didn't happen, happened before I joined Treasure. It was a while ago. I think it was the Beacon, but it was a while ago. And this is the next harvester, which is Zverse, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's actually starting next week, so March 18th. You're going to be able to play in Zverse and start earning ancient permits. What these ancient permits do is they allow you to stake magic into a harvester, which is this colossal creature that generates magic back for you. So you're staking this magic using the ancient permits, and it generates magic back to you. Of course, you can pull out the magic at any time, but this is a really cool earning and economy, feature that we've implemented over the past, I would say, I guess year, which has been, or 2 years now. But it's really cool. It makes Treasure pretty unique, especially with these games. And then of course you got Treasure Create. Some of our other initiatives, if you scroll down, there's our featured games, our spotlight events, which is the Crore Beast Times Small Season 3 tournament. Other things like Treasure Quests, Mighty Action Heroes Season 3. There's a lot of fun things going on. And then of course there's gameplay just below that, and which ones are free to play. Most of our featured games are free to play, and you can jump in without an NFT, without any special access, and they're a lot of fun. We can absolutely showcase one of those, but I think we're also going to do it over the next few weeks as well.
Nice. and then your quests.
Yes. So this is something that I heavily partake in, is the generation of these quests. So as you can see, there's around 12 available right now. One of those being the Genesis Mercher. So if you have bought one of the first iterations of our merch, which was, you can click that link if you want to, but you go to shop now and then you can buy any of the bundles there. So the bundles have sold out, unfortunately, but you can still get some of the other items which are pre-ordered right now, and that's going to be closing within the next week. So if you want some merch, definitely go in and grab some of those. If you did buy the bundle, you would have gotten the Genesis Mercher badge, and you get 250 gems plus a specific badge that you can add to your profile. So if you're an OG or a whale that wants to jump in, you can definitely do so. There's also, this is week 1 of Arbitrum Arcade. So what we really wanted to showcase was that treasure tag, which we had shown a little bit earlier, but also these quests. So right now you can get around 1,000, maybe 1,300 total gems from these quests. And that's what we wanted people to focus on, play some of the games, play some of our featured games, hang out, have fun, and complete some of these quests for gems. And if you go in and you claim these attestations on the Arbitrum portal, then you'll see your treasure, what is it? It's not coordination, your treasure
contribution score.
Yeah, that will rise as you complete more gems, as you complete more of these quests and earn more gems. You'll see that rise, and so it's going to be a lot of fun, and you can jump in there. What these gems do, once you've completed a quest and earned gems, as you can see in the very top right next to Hantao's name there, yep, you'll see your gem value as well as your magic if you have your wallet connected. And what these gems do is, if you go to the left, the rewards tab, we recently dropped 2,000 treasure chests. And that was our very first round of treasure chests. Again, they don't cost anything. All you need to do is claim it with your gems. They cost around 1,000 gems for each one, and 2,000 were minted within a few minutes. Some had up to 1,000 magic in them, and some had around 100 magic or social banners, which I have a social banner propped up on mine, an ancient permit, or you could do there was a lot of things in there, a lot of really cool things. There's going to be more coming very soon. I don't have a date yet, but we're going to make it a very interesting event for sure.
Yeah, I one of my creator friends, they got 1,000 magic from the chest. Super happy for them. Not upset or anything.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. I got the social banner, but I also got an ancient permit, which I can use for the harvester, which is solid.
Cool.
You get 1,000 magic, dude? What?
I didn't get 1,000. No, I saw someone get 1,000 magic, and they were saying like, "Holy shit! I just got so much magic from this. You guys should check out the quests and collect some."
Yeah, I didn't even know that there was going to be 1,000 magic in there, and then somebody sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh my god, is that a typo? Like, did we just accidentally give somebody 1,000 magic?" Like, no, we just did.
Draining the internal treasure.
I didn't even know, but then I saw, I think there was 10 total that had 1,000 magic in it. So there was a few of them. I think his name was Inhuman. I don't know if that's the same guy, but he got one of the treasure chests with 1,000 magic, and that was pretty cool. But we're gonna drop some new ones coming very soon. So if you haven't, go stack up on your gems, complete the quest, and play some of these free to play games, and you'll be ready for the next drop.
Love it.
And then here on the tournaments tab that you have pulled up, that's the Kuroro Beast Time Small Beast Brawl Season 3 tournament. If you haven't jumped into Kuroro Beast or Beast Brawl, I'm sure you will in the next few weeks with Arbitrum Arcade. But it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of deep strategy to it. And what they've done is they've partnered with a lot of really cool games like Smalls, Knights of the Ether, Forgotten Runiverse. They've partnered with CyberKongs and some other projects as well to do these partner events. So for the next 2 weeks, I believe, you're going to be able to jump in there and connect your wallet. If you hold one of them, you'll be able to play with the small in the game. So it's actually really fun. So that's a really cool initiative. And I hold a few of those partner projects. So it was fun to jump in and play with those against the other beasts. They're a little bit overpowered.
It's so fun.
It is.
I geek when I'm playing with my NFTs.
Oh.
Yeah, it's for anybody who hasn't played Kuroro, I highly recommend. I grew up, like, if you look at my Twitter banner, you'll see it's like a old Pokemon. I think it's from Pokemon, a screenshot from like Pokemon Crystal. Like, I grew up playing Pokemon. That's like my favorite games of all time. Kuro's done an excellent job of balancing the competitive dynamics for their Beast Brawler game. Like, there's some really, really impressive competition taking place.
Yeah. The competition is definitely, like, it's heating up too. There's a lot of people that are really good at that game, and they know it inside and out.
I was never like, super in the weeds with like combat necessarily in Pokemon games, but like when I'm playing Kuroro, I have like a spreadsheet in front of me with all the different elements. Like, you can get really deep. It's fun.
That's amazing.
I've played it before. It was so difficult because you have to learn like all the dynamics of how everything works and the team creation and stuff. It's very complex and has a lot of depth.
Definitely lots of depth.
Yeah. So let me know if we're running short on the time to switch to the next topic, but I definitely want to run to it.
Yeah, probably got like a good 5 more minutes. I'm not sure. I'm picking the team at Pirate Nation on this side to see if we're going to get one of them, but probably about 5 more minutes on Treasure is good.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll run through the rest and just close it out with what's coming next. But if you take a look at that tab, there you go. You're already on it, the marketplace. So what you see here is the trending collections from the marketplace, and some of the things that are popping off right now, especially, are the Z. So especially with the Harvester announcement coming out, a lot of people want to get involved with Zverse, get in there and start playing the Zverse. These are the Zs. So these are the creatures within the Zverse game. I won't spend too much time on them, but you battle them 3v3 against other ones, and that's what this tournament is going to be about in the coming 2 weeks. It's a PvP tournament, so it doesn't matter what level Z you have. Just depends on the abilities that they have, and it's going to be a level set field, so anyone can play against each other, and it shouldn't be an issue. There's other things. If you want to get involved in the Harvester, I would definitely suggest you getting a Genesis mask, which are they're a little bit more pricey than Z's, but you can battle the Forge, the boss Forge, and you can get started there and earn some ancient permits. There's a lot of things that you can do within the game.
Cool.
There's other things you can see within the marketplace. There's all collections in the total activity. You can see what's happening in live view, around 2-minute delay, but you can see filter. You can filter. It's very similar to what you see from other marketplaces, but definitely curated to what works the best for the treasure ecosystem in a lot of these games.
Here, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your favorite collection?
Smalls. I think
Okay,
that's a good and safe
Okay.
answer too.
If you're watching this, buy some, sweep the floor. That was financial advice. for
not
me.
financial advice whatsoever.
Dude, where's Genster at?
Yeah, I have a small as well. Like,
Mhm.
I'm super excited for the game that they have coming up too from their studio. So they've been building it for a while, and also met who's the. She also lives in Richmond. I don't remember her name, or Vancouver. But she's in the studio, head of studios or something.
That could be Jen or Sam Bino.
No, I can't remember.
It's
I met her like
one of them.
2 years ago or 1
Head
year
of
ago.
marketing, probably. So Jen wasn't on board at that time. So probably Sam, head of marketing over at Treasure. And I think that's probably the person that you met.
Cool. And then in terms of like all of these collections, I know that some of these games are free to play, but is there like upside when you get some of these NFTs to play the game? Like how do they roll up into that?
Yeah, well, a lot of these items that you see here can definitely be earned by playing the games. But if you wanted a boost or an advantage jumping into the game, especially for Zverse, you can buy a fishing rod instead of going through the dungeons and having to fish one out and trying to grind your way to get a fishing rod. You can buy one straight out the gate, start leveling up your fishing skills and jump in there. Realm as well. You can Realm that is not free to play. That's one of our more GameFi games. So when you jump into there, you'll need one of the Marauder packs, but that's $50 at most, $5 if you have a partnering NFT. So you can jump in and try it out. There are definitely some perks if you hold some of these NFTs. Like in Knights of the Ether, your armor gives you an advantage. Most of this, like I said, can be earned in game, though, for sure.
Cool. So there's a lot of different facets that have been built into this ecosystem. And a lot of companies build one of these things, and Treasure has built all of them. So how do they all plug in, and like how are you looking at that aspect of it?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. There's a lot of features that have been implemented over the past few years, and especially as we move forward, there's going to be a lot more coming too. But I think moving forward, there's not going to be huge changes to the platform other than making it more accessible and an easier user experience. So what you'll see in the next 6 months to a year is the Treasure app. So you're going to see the desktop platform or Treasure desktop platform, as well as the mobile app. So what you're going to see a lot of the similar stuff as what you're seeing here. We've built out these features that were really needed by the ecosystem and these games specifically. And we'll be able to transfer it over to the Treasure chain and be able to put it onto mobile devices and from there interconnect it with our bridge world and the game so you can get in and start playing right away. So it's more about making it more accessible going forward.
So I've heard of Treasure Chain multiple times. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so Treasure Chain is going to be an ETH L2 built on Arbitrum Orbit technology. So that was in discussion for a little while. But when it was mentioned last year to the community, everyone got super excited for it. And what it's really going to focus on is the infinity chains. These infinity chains are definitely going to be L3s on top of the on top of the treasure chain. And so they'll have their own individual chains that they can operate off of, have their own specific tokens, and from there feed into each other into a very interconnected network. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool. So my final question, Jay, is how does somebody get started on Treasure?
Yeah, great question. I think the next step is, if anybody wants to get started on Treasure, the best place to go over to is treasure.lol. You can find everything that you need to there, whether you're more GameFi focused, you want to jump into the community, you want to be one of our next creators, or you want to just play some of the games. Treasure.lol is definitely the place that you want to go to get started and discover the Treasure ecosystem and universe. And then when you want to get started playing games, jump right in. Most of them are free to play, and if you have some ARB on hand, you can transfer it over to Magic and buy some assets on here. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, and I appreciate you letting me join in on here. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask me, and we'll definitely get you started in Treasure.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
GG.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I think we can jump over to Pirate Nation now. I don't believe we're going to get the Pirate Nation team on here, which is all right. So we can just play the game, and we did have some talking points on that.
Damn. Okay, kind of loud.
Wow.
Yeah, you able to adjust the volume up?
Yeah. It's is that better?
Yeah, it's a lot better. Dude, I remember when I first started playing Pirate Nation, like my fiance just got pissed off at me at some point. She was like, dude, what is this music in the background? I thought you were working.
It is work.
It is exactly. It is work.
Yeah.
Okay. Hento, do you want to get an overview of Pirate Nation? Do you want, I don't know. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, if you could do it, and then I can start playing some of the matches.
Okay. Shout out to the folks at Pirate Nation Proof of Play. If there's anything you don't like, then you can roast me in our Telegram chats. So Pirate Nation is a fully on-chain, like kind of RPG game. It's actually created by the same people who created Farmville, on Facebook, that really famous game. Same guys created Pirate Nation. It's like the UX, like the UI, essentially the entire game is like very, very clean, and it feels very smooth. But as I said, it's like completely on-chain. So you sign in. If I'm pretty sure, like essentially from sign in to actually playing, you never really have to touch a wallet. It's all like kind of abstracted away in the background. It's crafting, fighting, all that stuff. Like it's literally all put on chain, but you don't even see it. And it's actually used. They used to be on Arbitrum Nova, which was essentially like like the antitrust chain, like the publicly governed by the DAO. But now they have their own chain called Apex, which is essentially like an Arbitrum Orbit chain. So yeah, I guess we can jump right into it. Probably look at some of the crafting stuff, jump into a battle, like wherever you want to start, Hanso.
Cool. So I started playing this recently, and my guy is kind of bald. I chose the bald person.
You chose the bald guy, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can probably play. Oh, I don't have PvP.
Yeah, I don't think PvP is out yet. I think if you press like the thing in front of you, like where your character is, I think if you press that in Dex, maybe. I think it's a Dex. Or can you do Gauntlet?
Yeah, I can do. I've played Gauntlet already, so you can get started with this.
Okay, let's do Gauntlet then. Yeah. I think they changed up Gauntlet since I last played too.
All right. Okay, so the basis of this game is, and the chain abstraction stuff is actually really cool because I actually just signed proof of auth on my wallet once, and then that was it. And then everything else I've done so far is just like all in the game itself. And the game actually looks beautiful too. It looks really awesome. It has a very unique style. So in this game, you have a set of cards that generate a return, and then you have some energy that you can use. And essentially, you have to decide how you want to utilize your skills. Is it okay, or is it lagging a little bit?
No, it's good.
Okay, so All right.
Ooh.
Oh, what? So much damage.
Okay, but what's your strategy here? Because
Be rich.
oh my god, Richard, dude, you get sunk, bro.
Yeah. So, in these types of games, generally, like making sure that you have card control and card draw is usually pretty important. And I think the difficulty with this is that there's additional ships, so we want to make sure that we spread out the damage properly and utilize our mana or energy there too. Because I think I want to try to get rid of this one over here on the left,
Word.
so that I don't get hit twice.
Oh, you can drag it? I didn't know you could do that. Oh, that's so cool.
Okay,
I
and
thought it was
then I'm also using this card so that I can set up for additional action points next turn. That way I have 6 actions that I can take instead of 5.
So you play the long game, because I know some people, you know what I mean? You play the long game, what it looks like.
Nope, I just jinxed it. They're all 0 cost. There's no purpose of that additional points.
Oh yeah. No,
That's
but
okay.
long game.
That's
it's
okay. We won. That's okay. We won. If they had higher health, I would have been a little bit worried because I drew 0 costs.
I think my favorite cards are the ones where like you like can average out like 90 damage over like three rounds.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite ones.
I got some additional rewards as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we want to make sure that we have good card draw. Next attack, and then we want to set up our attacks properly as well. So you have to read. You have to really learn how to read in Web3.
It's actual strategy, pretty much. It's
Yeah. So you have to understand what the cards do and how to set up your turn properly in this.
Oh, you have 3. So they definitely changed this up since I last played, because the last time I played Gauntlet, it was usually just one ship that I was up against, not like multiple.
Yeah, I started recently and I actually got pretty deep into it and I was like, this is actually pretty fun. So that's why I might have 3 ships as opposed to evade 1 attack. Okay,
That's
and it tells you
incredibly
what they do too. So that's why you got to read, because they will literally tell you what they do during the next turn.
I also just love, by the way, now that I get a better shot of like your avatar, like a bald avatar is just a blockhead, obviously, but like it just looks funny. I don't know why. It's like a shaved head, like an eraser.
Yeah, you lose a lot of hair when you start getting stressed, and you gotta start destroying all the other ships here. So being a captain on the ocean is a lot of work.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's funny because I think I literally just reached level 10 in my pirate, so I think I can like start selling some of the stuff that I have.
Yeah, so I haven't interacted too much with the other parts of the island yet. Primarily just been playing this mode.
It's all good. There's some like this is what I do on a daily basis for the most part, is the battling, but there's also like some farming that you can do and like daily questing to kind of build your resources. So we can show you that too.
Like this is like a lot of thought. Like Hantao's actually like thinking at like 100 right now. I can see like smoke coming out of his ears. You know? Wait, like you're moving pretty quick too. Like I took a while, I'm not gonna lie, with these battles.
Yeah, that was a misplay right there because I didn't use the card to set up the attack, but it's okay. There we go.
Got him.
Yeah. You have to think properly. It's a lot of thinking required.
I'm sure you need like a PhD in like piratry. Piratry a thing? Sweet. So you got something from that, right? Like a reward or a chest or something?
Yes, I did. What is this?
Right, so you should have, yeah, you've got your little pirate down there. So for folks who are looking, like watching along with us, there's a couple different ways that you can play Pirate Nation. One option is to buy a Genesis pirate on the market on Ethereum. Those live on ETH mainnet. But a second option is the team has opened it up to free to play. So there's a wait list on their website at piratenation.game. If you don't have a code, and if you do have a code, you can just enter it and you'll be prompted to create your pirate. And you basically use that to roam around the island, navigate your ship, and go on various quests. So hopefully that helps get folks started. In terms of like kind of what I do on a typically on like a daily basis is you have a certain amount of energy each day. So it's 150 energy, I believe, which you can choose to spend kind of doing, whatever you please. There's a whole bunch of different resources. All of these resources live on chain because it's a fully on chain game, which is super cool. And different resources can be combined to create other items, and so on. So there's a really complex kind of web of just resource management that they've developed, which I have come to enjoy quite a bit. So like as you play over time, like you'll just kind of grow your inventory of items, and there's a bunch of different kind of bottlenecks for different more limited edition items and whatnot that folks are constantly trying to get. So there's also like you saw like the different ships that you can have. I personally, I think I have the smallest ship out there, but that is you can, like, as you continue to play and progress over time, you can continue to upgrade your ship, and it has more power, and you'll have much more rep on the seas. So it's an awesome game, super deep gameplay. But really what blows my mind about it is that it's fully on chain. It just really does not feel like that at all. I think there's like still like as a space we're still working through this idea that fully on chain games are these like super janky flow and unfamiliar gaming experiences, but it makes me super pumped that we have folks like Pirate Nation flying in the face of those misconceptions, because this is like just a very high quality game that's fun to play, and literally all of it is on chain, which is just epic.
One of the things that we say on the Line Boy show is like we actually judge games based on the water. So we look at the quality of the water to see if it's like beautiful, and yeah, it's like you can't even tell it's fully on chain. It just looks like a good game.
Yeah, so like the on-chain, like the on-chainness is really mostly for like the back end of the game. So like this is like effective, and I could be wrong on parts of this, but the front end that we're seeing here is effectively like a front end client that the Pirate Nation team has produced. So like the graphics, I think probably more so speak to the Chad dev team at Proof of Play more than anything, but I agree, like in general, water is a good tip for the quality of team you're working with.
I cracked a crate. What did I get?
I think, oh, dude, it's just addicting. It's way too addicting, dude. I remember, like, I think I played this thing for like 2 weeks straight, and then at some point I realized, like, holy crap, I haven't like opened Slack in like a day, and I had to stop.
Not working anymore. This is your full-time job now. You're a pirate.
I'm a pirate, dude. Oh my god. I think they did increase that action bar, by the way. I think it was 100 before. I'm pretty sure it was 100.
For the energy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they did. When it was like when I first joined, it was much lower, and they kind of changed the way that it was calculated per day, which is much better in my opinion.
I don't have any items, but you can decorate your own island.
Yeah, yeah. So everybody has like a home base basically that they can populate and decorate over time. Like probably 6 months ago, I believe, like there was like you could not get in your ship and like sail around, for example. But they've added that. They added that functionality a couple months ago. And one thing about the proof of play team is that they are just excellent iterators. Like they're constantly updating and optimizing the game. I have come to really enjoy that about the team. Like the game is just constantly evolving.
Yeah, like imagine when this hits the App Store though. I mean, the whole like microtransaction thing that Apple is weird about. But once it's like a mobile game, like infinite scale, without a doubt.
Yeah, mobile games. I'm definitely very optimistic about mobile games.
Like this would be a perfect mobile game though. Perfect. Actually, I will say I was playing this on a Samsung Fold and it's perfect.
A Samsung Fold, nice.
Yeah, this thing.
That's like closer to a tablet.
Yeah, on my table,
dude. Yeah, on my tablet. It worked very well though. Yeah.
Nice.
Dude's island is just a box. Yeah. Let me see. I think I actually have a parrot on mine, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I have like a parrot totem.
We have all of the TXs here as well.
Hentel's Pirate Nation's favorite Sybil. Yeah, so like everything you were doing was all on chain, and like we didn't even feel it. We were just playing the game. That's so dope. I love that.
Wow, look at that gas.
Oh my god, that's incredible. I think the cool thing I think that Play had also said is that I think this is only going to be one of their chains that they're going to be creating. I'm pretty sure they're like creating like a kind of like multi-chain ecosystem around all the games that they have. So it should be pretty good. Pretty cool to see them scale that out.
Cool.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's like we're at an interesting, like we're at an interesting moment with our Orbit ecosystem, and as teams are kind of evaluating their long-term infrastructure, like particularly for games like Pirate Nation that are fully on chain and just are drive so many transactions. Like there's really great reasons to not have shared block space, right? To not have to deal with any neighbors that might come along and spike gas prices, right? So that is that's part of the reason that Proof of Play has leaned into their strategy with the Apex chain. But I am excited to hear their vision around having like kind of a collection of these different chains and scaling, not just through one piece of infrastructure necessarily. So it'll be interesting to see how that evolves over time, and how others come up with different approaches.
Well, since they're not here, are you allowed to leak any alpha, Jack?
I'm not the guy for alpha. No,
I don't think we have any alpha.
I absolutely love the game. I think fully on-chain games I think they're just slept on in general. Like, it's easier to get excited about like shooters and stuff like that. But like, if you look at like deep technological innovation that's taking place that is set to like disrupt the gaming industry, like fully on-chain games should be catching your attention.
Oh, that's so cool! You could like just like float around with that, or like sail around. That's cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Hold on, I might have to take a look at the what the ships are going for. Let's see. Oh, okay, ships are about. Oh, they're about 20 US. Oh, that's so cool, dude.
Yeah, you gotta go on different islands.
Oh my god, yeah, I really haven't played in a while, man.
Yeah, you can collect resources.
That is so
I'm
cool.
out of energy. How do I get more energy?
I think you gotta buy it, right?
You gotta wait time.
But isn't there a way to buy it? I'm pretty sure you can like buy more energy
Oh, you might be able to buy energy, yeah. Or you could, yeah. There's some ways to do it with resources, I believe.
with resources, yeah.
Like I think there's a jug of ale, for example. Like, and if you have that item, you can consume it and you get more energy.
What is this?
Oh, why is he swimming back?
Oh wow, this almost kind of gives me like Minecraft vibes, right? I don't know why.
Maybe it's the
voxel.
square. Yeah.
Yeah, like looking if you're observing Minecraft from the sky.
Yeah, a little bit. That's cool.
I did. We can plan to switch gears here in a moment. And reach out to the AI Arena folks.
Yeah, I think they're going to be ready to come on pretty soon. I will say though, by the way, it would be kind of cool if they could have like a night mode here for Pirate Nation when like zombies come out. Now we're really just copying Minecraft, but still, that'd be kind of cool.
A night mode. Yeah.
Night mode.
Sailing
Pirate-
at night. All right, cool. Let's see if I can. I thought I had. Can I use this? Yeah. 2 energy. Only 2. Oh, it's not enough. Need to get more energy.
Damn.
I wonder if I can.
I don't know if you can buy rum though.
I don't think so. I think you have to craft it.
Oh my god, look at the shiny kelpling. What is that? A slimy kelpling. Oh, GG. Okay.
Floating. It's lettuce, actually. It's floating lettuce.
The floating lettuce. That's hilarious. You know, I kind of expect them to be a little bigger.
It doesn't look as much as menacing, being this small.
Yeah. Unless that ship is huge, like the one right next to it.
Yeah, I mean their sailboat that looks like it's metal. My rowboat is better. Has more space.
I also find it funny how the kelpling kind of looks like the Flying Dutchman.
Oh, for SpongeBob.
Sheesh. Oh, what is this? Planning, scatter shot. I feel like I never use the repair.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna use it because I feel like 7 energy might be too much, but I'm a little scared of drawing 0 cost again. But I have enough energy to just use all my cards, so I might as well.
All right, nice. Welcome, Way.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh my god, it's almost dead. What's going on, dude?
All right, sweet. After this battle, Hanta, I think we can wrap up Pirate Nation.
Sweet. What do we get?
Another crate we can open. Another chest. All right, cool.
All right, so I guess we can move on to AI Arena. Yeah, Wait, how's it going? Or Gwei, what do you like going by?
It's way, but I just add the G to add a little bit mystique, Push it up a little bit.
Very nice.
How's it going, guys?
GM, sir. GM.
GM. Good to see you all.
Likewise.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Appreciate it.
Are we going to be showing off, or is Hantel going to be showing off the website here, or do you have some stuff prepared, Way? I know the game. Go for it.
Yeah. I mean, I can certainly share. I have a couple of clips loaded. We can run it behind the scenes, or I can actually share screen and go to. Give me 1 second.
I will say all our backgrounds look like so drab compared to yours, Way. Like on the inside or something.
I do not have a
I have I really like this poster. We made this like a while back for, I think it's like one of our first alpha or beta tests. So always loved it and just decided to stick with it in terms of my background for all meetings. It also hides like the ridiculousness that's going on behind in my room, so it just makes it seem more presentable when I don't have anything presentable behind there.
Nice. I rely on the blurred background for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, we I think let's just roll the clips here because we can talk through it as this is like running behind the scenes, but these are like some highlights from our most recent play to airdrop campaign. Some really, really ridiculously good fighters that were trained by players from around the world, really. So it was really exciting to watch and see how far people have been taking this game. And to be honest, like I think the level of play at the upper ranges of the competition is like way beyond what we even imagined would have been the case at this point. So it's really exciting to see and really it was just like really in awe of how far these players have come.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I think maybe as a starting point, obviously we're all familiar with the concept, but maybe for the folks that are less familiar, if you could just give like an overview. I think folks probably who aren't familiar and are looking at this probably assume that they know exactly what they would be doing if they were playing this game. Like their mind probably goes to Super Smash Bros. But there's obviously very deep differences when you open up the hood. So it would be awesome to explain some of those.
For sure. Yeah, I know. As we roll this clip, by the way, this is on the treasure stage. So if you guys, just look at the kind of in the background is like a portal and a view into kind of the treasure universe. We designed this stage specifically for the treasure cup.
That's dope.
Yeah, I guess it was like last year now. Like time really flies. It's been probably a year since we did the treasure club, but always been one of my favorite stages. Just to keep in mind as you watch this, obviously it evokes the imagery of like something like Smash or any of these like platform fighting games. However, what you're watching is actually AI models that have been trained by human players. So this is not actually anyone controlling these characters right now. It's an AI that's been trained by a human, and they're basically auto battling. And if you look at what's going on here, maybe to the naked eye, you may mistake this for humans playing, but it's just a kind of an indication of how far and how advanced kind of human players have come in our game in being able to get their AIs to perform at this level. And effectively, there's this kind of training loop that's abstracted into kind of a UI where you can teach your AI a whole variety and a wide-ranging set of skills and really calibrate for very nuanced strategies and tactics that they can employ in the game. So it's quite exciting to kind of, like I said, see how far human players can take the game by training very, very specific strategies into these AIs and competing in the arena as a function of that.
So basically, I think I saw Whale and Paladins down there, right? That was in the most recent
Yeah.
tournament. I'm Team YP, just putting that out there. But yeah, these are like the level 10 CPUs that you'd face because they're all trained. But when I played it, my character was like a level 1 CPU.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you like decide on this genre? AI?
Yeah. So I think when you take a look behind the scenes, so the company's called Arena X Labs. What we have been developing is two you can call it platform products. The product that's actually powering AI Arena is called Arc. It's something that we're going to be rolling out going forward. It's actually, you can think about it as kind of like an SDK or an infrastructure layer that allows us to create kind of AI enhanced gameplay kind of experiences for a multitude of different games. We built AI Arena as a proof of concept, and we felt like a PvP fighting genre was a easy medium to kind of communicate the idea of, you know, having humans train kind of AIs to play games. And then this competitive format is visually kind of exciting to watch. And we've kind of tested as, you know, over time within our community across various competitions, but also more recently, we've been doing kind of KOL kind of special matches. You know, the latest one we did was YP versus Apex. And really we use this as a kind of a proof of concept to kind of showcase what we can create, and we can calibrate that particular SDK to almost any arbitrary type of game or genre and create a similar type of experience whereby humans can train AIs to play games like them. And I think naturally kind of people think, why would we want to do that? I think number one, it is a new kind of gaming experience. There's a lot of different people out there that really do enjoy it's more like theory crafting and envisioning and strategizing around the meta and being able to kind of transfer that into a AI avatar to do your bidding in the actual game. In addition to that, there are some other unique properties whereby it actually amplifies and expands the human player capacity, right, when it comes to gaming, because you're only awake for 12 hours in a day. I mean, if you're an insomniac, maybe a little bit more than that, but you're still constrained by a 24-hour cycle. But if you're able to kind of translate your skill set into an AI and allow it to kind of play on your behalf, you're kind of almost infinitely expanding your personal capacity when it comes to gaming. But what's unique about this is we're still quintessentially preserving the human skill set. Because you can only get your AI to perform like this as a function of how well you understand the game and how well you can translate that skill into the AI. So it's still provably your skill. So we still preserve the essence of human competition, despite the fact that it's actually AIs fighting when it's at the point of competition. So for all of those types of characteristics and properties, I think it's very exciting, not just from the perspective of introducing a new genre of gaming, but also kind of breaking through some of the constraints of traditional like purely human versus human based type of competitive gaming. So we're really looking forward to kind of continuing to distribute and potentially integrating this experience into various other games over time.
So how are you looking at the space in general for AI? Because I've seen a lot of people tout like, hey, we're building AI, we have all these cool things, but this is like the most advanced thing that I've seen in the space.
Yeah. Look, I think AI is very saturated nowadays. I think, you know, obviously on the back of, you know, NVIDIA kind of taking over public consciousness in terms of what they're doing in the public markets. AI we're very squarely in like AI hype season yet again. I think alongside that, you'll see a lot of like fortuitous like marketing that's involved, whether it's in the gaming sector, whether it's in the broader Web3 space, whether it is in AI writ large. A lot of times what you have is like a kind of an API derivative of a large language model, and you're kind of integrating that in, injecting that into a game loop. What we see a lot in gaming right now is using AI to make kind of the game dev process more efficient, more scalable. and or kind of implementing it on the NPC side, and or integrating one of these large language models into some aspect of the core gameplay. Sometimes it's using it to power kind of autonomous agents and letting them interact with kind of the environment, and almost observing the emergent properties of all these different agents interacting with each other, and see how that kind of unfolds at a macro level. I think all of those areas are interesting. Certainly, there's going to be a lot more exploration going into all manners of different types of AI-powered games. I think what we have done is quite different. I still haven't seen anything like that out there in terms of the core game loop, where it's what I described, right? Is this the ability to kind of crystallize your skills in a digital medium, but it's still provably you, right? And I think that's powerful because we're not abstracting away the entire human element in gaming, but we're allowing kind of almost like an intermediary layer in AI to kind of intermediate who we are, and allow the AIs to kind of represent us in a digital medium, especially in the context of a competitive gaming. I think this is a really powerful primitive, not only from like a capacity expansion perspective, but you just think about like the throughput and the velocity pickup in terms of matchmaking, and what that means for monetization is also very quite powerful. So I think we are clearly differentiated in the market. And like I said, I think over time, whether it's we continue to develop different types of game experiences internally, or start to kind of white label this type of tech stack to other games, you'll start to see this kind of emerging as a capability set. But really, the experimentation that's exciting is not just on the gameplay side, but also like on the business side as well, in terms of what this entails.
So how far do you think we're out from before I can just train in a game and then just let AIs play the game for me in the future?
I mean, in a way, like AI Arena allows you to do that, right? Like once you get your AI to a certain level, they're very, I guess, like advanced or proficient. They can hold their own, right? And you can basically just set them and have them compete on your behalf. What you're making an assumption there is that other people have effectively stopped training their AI as well, which may not be the case, because this is like it's like a continuously evolving competition, right? Like you can't really stop, because all your competitors are still improving and enhancing their AI. So there's this like kind of dynamic emergent meta type of situation going on. But as it relates to like other types of genres, and maybe if it's not kind of like completely a PvP type competition, certainly you can kind of build this game loop into many different types of games, and train an AI to play in adherence to your style. And you can actually train various different types of AIs to assume different nuanced strategies, right? You can have one AI that's a bit more aggressive, one that is a bit more kind of, I don't know, like elusive, or has a more kind of like a trap type of style. That's all up to you in terms of your creativity, your approach of what how you want to train these AIs to perform. And then ultimately, you can set these AIs to go off and basically compete and or play in a certain, perhaps like a PvE type of mode as well. And to your point, it's like, I know exactly where your question is going. Is like, well, if I can just train an AI to do what I need to do, and it's doing it autonomously, it means that I've effectively amplified my own capacity as a human player, right? And that in the context of Web3 gaming, I'm sure people are thinking about it as like, agents doing the work that I need to do, so I have a more scalable farming enterprise in a lot of these like different types of game verticals. I know people's minds directly go to that, and it's all possible. I mean, like we're there. Like there's no limitation in terms of being able to do that. And I think you're going to see a lot more games coming out with capabilities that allow you to do that. But I think where we are looking to apply our tech stack specifically is initially more on the competitive side, because I think that's where the interesting exploration of this type of primitive, because we really want to see how far people can take AIs, and kind of it's made for that type of like visceral type of reaction, and watching how far like something that you spend so much time on can really perform without your direct intervention in these types of competitive settings.
So I want to ask you more of a personal question, because you're building on like 2 new primitives of crypto using blockchain and using AI at the same time. So like, what is it like being a founder, like trying to push forward 2 vectors?
Yeah, I think well, first of all, like it's not just me, right? Like our team is now 25 people working on this full time. There's some tremendous team individuals that are dedicating their their whole entire kind of waking lives right now on this project to try to push this aspect of gaming forward. So I think it's exciting, and we're super proud to be on the vanguard of pushing the envelope. Certainly is not without its challenges, right? Because to your point, where you're on the bleeding edge of something, it's not something that's immediately understandable, because you have to kind of create a new experience, explain that to people, tell them, like help guide them as to why this is interesting and exciting, and then having them experience it in order to arrive at their own conclusions, and then also for them to see kind of this vision of the future that you can see very clearly. It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. I think one of the benefits of building in Web3 is that I think Web3, for all its flaws, and we all know what those things are, I think the great part is you are able to build community, and you have a very kind of a strong core base of supporters that have been there and want to kind of support you in your journey, and they become your biggest cheerleaders, supporters, testers, marketers, all of those things. And I think without that, we may not have had the traction that we have had up until now without the support of like a core community that we were able to bootstrap in the context of Web3. And it's with their support that you're able to iterate quickly, improve the product, and then just continue to kind of iterate to a point where it starts to gather more momentum, gather more attention, et cetera, et cetera. And then you add on the kind of the financial primitives on top of that, in the aspects of like tokens and NFTs themselves. You're able to potentially help to supercharge some of that, which sometimes comes with its drawbacks as well that you have to manage very carefully. But I think the overall ecosystem and environment of Web3, in some ways, I think if you do it right, actually helps the survivability of a project like ours. That is like so far ahead of where the current gaming space is, and we're eternally grateful for it. So it's certainly challenging, to your question, but we're equally excited, and we get motivated, and we continuously get this kind of like boost of confidence and support from our community, which has been tremendous in terms of our development lifecycle so far.
So in terms of the community, like, are you seeing a different demographic of players? Because when I was playing in the like one of the first, I think it was like a treasure challenge, I was on Team Smalls, and I was playing with Pre, and we just got destroyed.
Yeah, look, I think one of the things to highlight for AI Arena, like it's the aesthetics is very casual, but the game is hardcore, man. Like it's we say, I mean, at this point we almost want to kind of pivot and just brand and say, look, AI Arena is the hardest game in Web3. Full stop. Like if you want to come in and try, like it is built for competition, is meant for kind of depth of gameplay. To give you a data point, like the top players in the Play to Airdrop campaign, which in totality lasted about 5 weeks, but the actual competitive days altogether was, I believe, like 8 or 9 days. In that time, the top players, the top wallets spent, I think the top wallet probably spent over 800 hours in the game. Right?
Wow.
There are people that spent over 500 hours in the game after the first cycle. That was 2 weeks into it. Right? So like, and yes, it's a skewed distribution, but we have hundreds of wallets that have registered over 250 hours in this activation. So when you watch their AIs play, I mean, one of the prior streams that we did with Mizzy and Jesus, we were just talking about and all these guys have had an opportunity to kind of kick the can and see what it's like to train an AI, and they were able to get some decent results. But then when they're watching some of the best AIs play, they were like, oh my god. And then Mizzy had a point. Mizzy was like, man, he was looking at like one particular tactic, and he's like, dude, I know that guy spent like an hour or 2 hours just perfecting that one thing. And it's like, it's true, because if you're spending 500 hours across 2 weeks, like for sure you're going to like a very, very granular level of thinking about how to construct a strategy, and not just having like the vision and the creativity to conceive of it, and then it's like within the game you actually have to implement it. That's another layer. It's like there's a gap between I know what I wanted to do and then actually achieving the effect. That's where the skill set is. So this is a incredibly exciting game. If you're a competitive player, people get lost in the game. Like you'll see like, you know, feedback in our discords. We see it over and over again. At the end of the experience, people are coming to us like, you know, thank you so much for creating such a unique experience for us. Like we never experienced anything like this. You know, obviously providing additional feedback in terms of how we can make it better, but we know we have something here that is competition viable. We have a vibrant player base already in terms of competitive players. And in this particular P2A, we saw the meta in the top end of the competition shift 3 times. Every single cycle, the meta shifted. And then the top players were able to figure out what the you know, preceding kind of like top ranked players are doing, and then they implemented a slight variation or tactic to overcome that, and then basically take the lead in the next cycle. So that's really exciting for us to watch. That's really exciting for us, you know, as a team who have made a bet on making AI Arena a truly competitive experience. And that's something that we're going to double down on and continue to kind of forge forward. And our entire kind of NFT econ design is designed in a way where it's competition first. It's like we want the highest level of content in terms of competitive interest. And then we're going to scale the game and the business side in a way where it's more distributing that content overall. So I think to your point, hands out, like the competitor set like has come so far. And there's like this new crop of players that come out of nowhere, and we're like, holy smokes, where did these guys come from, right? And this latest time is this group. They're called the Wrecked DAO, which is actually quite an interesting name. But there's like, I don't know, maybe like 50 to 100 of them, and man, they completely changed the fabric of the competition. They just went in there and just they spent a lot of time in the game and really started to push the envelope. And I think they kind of dominated the first cycle and the second cycle. What's interesting is the third cycle, some of the OGs came back, kind of figured out what the Wrecked guys were doing, and then took the lead towards the end of the end of the third cycle. So now you have this like kind of a very healthy rivalry going on between different factions of competitive players, which is really exciting to watch.
Yeah, when I first started playing and I was training my model, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so easy. Like I just play the game, start fighting around, and then once I started using the tooling and all the different factors that are involved in it, I was like, oh my god, I have to literally make a different training model for every single scenario that could happen in a match for the maps, and it was like just such a complex experience. It was like so deep.
It is. So I think where we have gone is since the time that I think since the Treasure Cup, what we've done is a few things. We actually created this new model. It's called a simple model. It's actually not a full kind of neural net based AI infrastructure. It's a bit more simplistic in design. But what it allows new players to do is kind of build a faster intuition around, oh, this is how I can kind of teach an AI how to do something. So it's a bit more kind of beginner friendly to be able to get faster results that gets your AI up to a level where it's like, oh yeah, it can compete at a reasonably proficient level, let's call it. And then there's the unfettered kind of, it's called the advanced model, and it is like just a neural network. In that system, the trade-off is if you start to understand the true intuitions of how AIs work, the neural network is going to get you the most powerful outcomes, to a point where when you watch some of these AIs play, you're like, what the fuck? Like, you start to question, you know, like even top tier FCG players, do they have the reaction time and the response time to be able to really kind of like achieve those effects in the game? Now it is much more complex, and that's the experience that you had was on the advanced model, is a lot more complex. I would say though, once you master the intuition of the advanced model, you can actually get really powerful AIs with just one round of training. But you need to like internalize how it's learning. So the players who have mastered those models, I'm sure I can tell you, like, if they wanted to divulge the secrets, someone could probably record like a speed run training session, and then their AIs is basically like almost like, I don't know, probably like top quartile after just one session of using the advanced model. But that does very much require kind of internalization of how the entire kind of training apparatus works, which does require the initial, you know, amount of time to actually figure that out. So so to your point, the complexity is what creates this strategic depth, and in our mind it is basically infinite, because your AIs, they're probabilistic models, right? I.e., it's not like if then. There is no distinct like if then type of relationship in how these characters behave. It's all a gradient of probabilities, which means that practically speaking, there's no two AIs that would ever be exactly the same. And it doesn't even matter if you try to train it the exact same way, they still would exhibit different strategies or slight variations in when they compete. So this is why, you know, we think we have something that is kind of esports viable, and we want to continue to double down that path. And then our kind of next target now is to try to bring traditional kind of competitive players into the fold and really start to pit them against kind of homegrown talent and play up this narrative. It's almost like Web 2, Web 3 pros versus, you know, nobodies, and play off of that interest storytelling. And really, like, our commercialization plan isn't like we don't necessarily need to scale this game to hundred thousands or millions of players day one. We want like 1,000 super competitive players, and then it's the distribution of content. Because the hook point is, and I encourage you to go back and watch some of those live streams. The hook point is like when Mizzy and Jesus are like, man, these guys are fucking crazy. Like that's the point that we want to get to, is like you have a taste of how difficult it is, and then you watch other people's AIs and you're like, what the hell? Like, how these guys do it? That is the interesting part of it all. And what we're currently trying to find is just like more and more competitive players to just keep pushing each other, so we get more and more of those what the fuck moments when we watch these fights live.
So I just want to put it out there that I played a tournament earlier with Mizzy and Jesus. I placed above both of them. Just want to put that up.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
let's go.
But I do have a question. So
Yeah.
tell me about, like, because I've seen a lot of these creators talking about it on social, YP, Jesus, etc. Tell me about the Gateway to the Arena and like any other events coming up.
Yeah, so Gateway to the Arena actually just wrapped up yesterday. So what it was a play to airdrop campaign. It was basically like a public beta test of the game, and we opened it up to everyone to basically register and compete. We also, the reason why you see like the names Paladins, DAO, and Whale is we actually had 8 teams and 8 team captains, and each of these team captains effectively had to go out and recruit players to play on their teams. And because there was an aspect where the individual player performance aggregated and accumulated up to the team captain performance, and the captains had their own incentives where if their team did well, they get a bonus, basically. So we were trying to leverage the captains and their kind of social networks to kind of bring more people into the fold to compete. I think in general it was quite successful. We had, I think, over 100,000 wallets registered. We had, I think, towards the end, probably 60, 70,000 wallets that were active in game throughout the competition. The distribution was very kind of top heavy in terms of time spent on platform. So we saw, I can't recall the final numbers, but there were well into thousands of wallets that were spending over 100 hours in the game throughout the competition, which is really exciting to see. And we are still working through a kind of the final tally in terms of like team performance, because there were, as anytime you throw these like large scale events, especially in Web3, there's botting behavior, there's like farming behavior. We're going to try to clean that up a little bit, because we clued into some very, very clever strategies that people were employing in terms of like amplifying the number of accounts that they were using to play in parallel. So we have to kind of clean that up after the fact to preserve competitive integrity. So once we have that settled, we're going to roll out the official results in terms of the team competition, and then the individual competition. And then there's, I think, 4% of the initial distribution supply of our tokens are earmarked for people who played in the PETA airdrop campaign, and we would allocate that based on their final score as they earn throughout this competition. So the PETA airdrop unfortunately just wrapped up. That was between early February until now in March. Our TGE is on the horizon. We're targeting like a late April-ish TGE. We are planning another event around it. It's going to be a little bit different than the PETA. I won't talk about it in detail just now because we're still working out the details there. But hopefully I can, we're in a position to reveal it in a few weeks. It'll be hopefully a really large activation campaign going into the TGE. So we'll have more details to share once we get there. But I think it's going to be a fun one as well, where I would say like you don't have to be a player to get involved, and it'll be, I would say, an equally exciting and interesting experience for everyone, even if you're just like a spectator of the game.
Cool. And then lastly, where can we find you? How do we keep up to date?
I think the best way is like the official Twitter, which is AI_Arena_. So you should be able to kind of keep tabs in terms of all the recent updates. In there's a link tree. You can find all the links to kind of our socials, our website, our Discord. And yeah, all the latest and the greatest will be there. If you're on any of those social channels, you'll be the first to know the upcoming events, TGE, and beyond.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Gui. I appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks for having me. Great to see you all. Good luck with the rest of the campaign. This is really exciting to kind of showcase everything on the Arbitrum ecosystem.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Gui. Appreciate it.
Take care, everyone.
Alrighty. So we've got the man himself, Gabe, who has been so patient with us.
Doing, guys, awesome. Happy to be here. Enjoying all these guests. Amazing to hear everything you guys doing.
Absolutely. All right, nice. You got it. Hento, I am gonna forward you a message on Telegram too that has like some key points on the map circled for you.
So this is technically multiplayer, right, D-Rex?
Yeah, it's a social MMO. You're gonna join an open world, and you're gonna see all the players connected there.
All right, let's see if I can follow along, Hento, then.
Yeah, I'm gonna join too.
Didn't agree from the entire time.
Right now, we have a few people in the pub watching the live stream inside the game.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So for everyone watching this live stream, you can literally log on right now. We don't want to DOS the servers, by the way. So if you're actually the engineers team is watching this. You have a lot of viewers, but yeah. Oh, this is cool. So that's like an Arbitrum balloon.
Yeah. You guys just to start, whoever's in the game, you just type /claim space Arbitrum space arcade, sorry, and you're gonna claim an Arbitrum balloon, which you can withdraw as an NFT if you want.
Arbitrum arcade. Wait, hold on.
Just arcade. /claim space arcade.
Arcade. Okay. Oh, that's so cool.
I was trying to spell arcade.
Sweet.
All right,
This is
cool.
Okay, nice.
Wait, what did it do if I do claim arcade?
Oh my God. It's just a balloon.
You just
Walk
get a
around.
balloon. You get an
Oh,
Arbitrum.
okay. I gotta have my wallet connected.
I love this.
All right, so I've actually been playing a little bit already, and I actually love fishing.
Yeah, that's the first thing I did do when I first jumped in.
You're fishing, dude? Wait, where are you? Oh, I see.
Yep. See those gamers reactions right there?
What the heck? Let me see. Dude, you're quick. Oh my god, where'd you go already?
Huh?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, are we walking around together? Did I already leave?
No, it's okay. Go for it. Go for it. I'll figure it out.
Gabe, you've got a car there.
Yeah. How do you have a car?
Yeah, the car is like one of the collectible items that we release every season. Like this one was when we launched the game. That's the old school Beetle. So it was like for the OGs. When as soon as the Fun World opened, it was like a reward and a kind of a gratification gift for who was supporting us since the beginning. And then we had a few more, like for Halloween, we have the pumpkin car, we have a Christmas, we have the sled on Christmas. So every season that we launch a set of collectibles, we include a vehicle, a car, because we know that people like to walk fast on the Fun World. It's a big map.
Oh, you go faster.
Oh, look at that, dude.
Wait, how do you sprint?
You have to have a car.
Oh, I need to get in.
Jack
Oh
and I
yeah, and the admins and the mods they walk faster in
You
the
have to have
map
a car.
to make it
Oh,
easier.
I need to get in.
Jack
Oh
and
yeah,
I
and the admins and the mods they walk faster in
You
the
have to have
map
a car.
to make it
Oh,
easier.
I need to get in.
Jack
Oh
and
yeah,
I
and the admins and the mods they walk faster in
You
the
have to have
map
a car.
to make it
Oh,
easier.
I need to get in.
Jack
Oh yeah,
and I think there's an echo. I was going to say, I think there was an echo there for a second. Also, I think my camera just shut off again.
I'm not sure where the echo's coming from.
I think you can actually hear people in game. That's why, unless I'm crazy. Let me see.
yeah, because when you join the pub, the live stream was probably playing there,
Yeah.
and but
Oh,
you can mute if you mute the tab, it's fine.
Okay.
there we go. There we go. I think that. Yes, it was definitely the live stream and playing on my my screen share. All right, where else should we go? Should we go find some stuff? How do I get a car?
We can go to the soccer field a little below the.
Yeah.
Dude, you're moving so quick. Like my guy is so fat.
There's a little trick too where you can like if you open the map and then just right click on where you want to go, you can just
You press space.
Oh,
Okay.
How do you kick the ball?
that's so smart. Okay.
You just press space to kick.
Yeah, I just
Make my way over there. Waddling my way over there.
the
Wait.
balloons are great.
Who's
I love-
Royal? Why are they running so fast?
Oh, the Janine and me, we are mods. The team, we walk faster in the game.
Oh,
Because when we host events, we host like a egg hunt. We did a season of egg hunts every Saturday. We were dropping 100 eggs all over the map, and each egg, we will have a countdown for everybody to collect the eggs, like a race. And each egg you collect, we're gonna be airdropped 1 USDC. It was just something that you use to promote the launch of the open world, and it was pretty fun. So in the map, to assist people, we chose to walk fast because we covered the map faster and could talk and check for any problem.
That makes perfect sense.
the skeleton dino has no jersey. How do we know what team Rex is on?
Oh.
Oh, it's not showing for you guys. Let me, let
I
me
don't-
switch
I don't
the.
Oh, there you go.
Oh shoot.
There's a lot of people. Oh, you get a jersey once you come onto the pitch. Oh no. There's a lot of red players.
Can you switch teams?
It's the game matches you automatically to the list.
Nice.
Now, if I join, I'm going to the yellow team.
Nice.
How often do you guys have kind of like ecosystem I don't know, events?
We often have like normally when we have on board a new partner, a new collection, a new brand that wanna be integrated on the new, that we have a model, like a starting model, and it's basically if you have a NFT collection, you can claim, you can recognize the NFTs in your wallet, and you get a balloon for that NFT collection. Let me see if I have some here. Oh, I have some here from some partner collections right here in the middle. That's like Dizzy Dragons, Subway Rats.
Nice.
And so they get integrated. They get also an Easter egg in the map. So if you walk in the map, you're going to see many references from different collections, different projects. And they get the balloon. Also, if you, like in the case of Arbitrum or any other brand that doesn't have NFT to be tracked, we also do the same event with an egg hunt or something like that. And they claim the balloon that can be turned into NFT. Right now, as we will announce since the beginning when we opened the Fun World, was just like a soft launch, alpha version, right? Because we want to have the players to our community to join the game and keep playing, so we could adjust and fix some important aspects of the game, because in the end it's a MMO. So some steps we want to get it right, having the player, the community going. So a lot of aspects is going to change, and we are improving. And it's based on our game loop. So right now we have, if you guys want to go to the Geninho Bomb, which is the most fun part of it, you can go to the lobby. Let me see. I think Geninho you can teleport. If you open your backpack, you see that key there, right? So the key, you automatically get a key. It's your personal cave. You can click on it and choose teleport. You're going to be teleported to your cave. Right there on the top there.
Oh, wow.
On top of the duck there.
Nice.
So there you can type someone's cave, or you can just click on the room and go. You have the house editor. If you have some items craft.
I broke in. Give me all your stuff.
I have nothing, so you can't steal from me.
Breaking.
No.
How did you come up with the original concept? Because like these characters are funny and cute.
And let me go back to a little bit of the history and everything. So the Geninho, the brand, and this cool little purple dinosaur that you see is the creation of Eric. He's a game developer, pixel artist, and streamer, speedrun streamer. And back in 2019, he built the Geninho Adventures. We don't have available right now. We're gonna implement in the game again, because it used to be available. Was the first version of the game, was a speedrunner platform game, Super Mario World inspired, and like 5 stages, 5 worlds, 6 stages each world, and 5 bosses. It's a complete game. So it was launched on Steam and eventually on Nintendo Switch, Web 2 games. And in 2022, we had the idea to bring Geninho Adventures to Web 3, with the idea of launching an NFT collection of the Geninho's PFP, and you would have access to the game through this lobby. and you could use your own NFT as a skin playing the game, the Genie Adventures. So we built we sold the collection. We built this lobby with the socials, with the trees here. If you go above the trees, if you walk in, it takes you to our socials, to our Twitter, to our OpenSea, to our Discord, and contract. You just walk inside and it pops up another tab, and that was it. We did some weeks of tournaments on the speed run, and we realized that this lobby where you can see and talk to each other was the coolest part of the project, even for the team building, working with, and the community. So we decided to start building the Genin Fun World. That 1 year later, we launched the Genin Fun World, which is this whole ecosystem with the full map, open world there with the quests, resources, the collectible items. Inspired by Eric's inspiration was, of course, Club Penguin. That was this universe before even Web3 was a thing, where you could play with your friends with a very strong social side, and on the collectible side as well, with items and new season, new skins, new different stuff you can decorate your house, you can wear, like you saw the vehicle, balloons, a lot of stuff to collect. And that's where we got right now. The game loop until now is you usually come here, speak with this rat. He will give you 2 quests right now, just one, because for the Arbitrum Arcade we simplified a little bit. So you have to play 3 ranked quests, 3 ranked matches on the Genie Bomb minigame, and 3 on the speed run. But right now only in the Genie Bomb is live. And you speak with him again, and you get the experience points, and you get the coin in the game, and you come back next day for it. Now, if you want to join here the Genie Bomb, come back to the lobby. I'll show the most fun part here.
How do I break these bubbles?
The bubbles.
Oh, there we go. I got it.
So here we have 2 options: the ranked system, the ranked matches. Here you check how you So let's go on ranked. The ranked is the one that is counting for the quest to level up. So just join the ranked one and click find match.
Where's find match?
Oh, you enter. Just press enter, and then click find match.
Ooh.
Yeah, you match with me. So the K, you got it.
Yeah, what does J do?
J, if you get the power up, which is the tail hit on the egg, you press J to hit it. The little purple tail. And also the other mode, you can create rooms. You can create custom rooms to play with up to 9 players at the same time.
I tried myself.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'll do it again. 9 players for a custom room, right?
Yeah, for the first one, yeah. And that's really fun. The custom we usually do during events. We make like 3 to 4 rooms, depends on how many people are participating. And we do a little prize, sometimes some items, sometimes some energy, sometimes some experience points.
And then what are the things I'm collecting right now?
Right now you can craft the items on the little craft station next to the pub. And those items you can withdraw as NFTs. And the more rare items are the ones on, for example, we just passed the Christmas season. We had a whole set of items that now you can only get through secondary, through the players that play the mini game and earn the the Christmas items. So the real collectibles, they are seasonals.
Wait, how are you? Oh, you can move the eggs with J.
Oh, if you get the power up, there is the moving egg. You just touch it, and then you slide you push the egg. But yeah, this one is the tail with J.
I see.
This one is you slide the bone.
I suck at these games, honestly.
We can play one with 9 people to see if everybody joins. Somebody join from the lobby.
I'm gonna practice.
There's like way too much strategy going on here.
Yeah, and then as soon as the timer is off, it's gonna come the sudden death. It's like a thunderstorm. You're gonna see.
Can you say the controls one more time? It's J is what you're pressing to get the eggs out.
K to get the eggs out, and J if you pick the power up that you can hit with the tail, you hit with J.
Cool.
And if you grab the power up with the glove, you press K to drop the egg, and then K again in the same place to grab it.
Oh no. Okay, let's play a custom game.
Yeah, let's play a custom one.
Let's do it.
I think there's a lot of-
Yeah, somebody. Let me see. You guys created? Oh yeah,
Do I
somebody in
need
the
a
team
code?
created already. Somebody in the community.
Okay, so I should join the public one.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now? Okay.
We have 5 players now. Anybody else?
I'm coming. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you looking at all the different NFT integrations?
So the integration on our side is the part with all the items in the game, right? You can withdraw them as NFT. Even the PFPs, they are NFTs. The houses in the map that you can see, each of the 50 houses, there are also NFTs that they can be traded, sold, and transferred. And the pets also, I didn't show you the pets. They are another collection also that follow you. They're little cosmetic that follow you, and we are planning to have them utility in the ecosystem as well. And in the integration about interoperability, so far we have the balloons that I described before, but we are planning on do some deeper integrations with partner projects, or even studying a way to make give them freedom to generate something, and we just approve on our end to populate on Genie Fun World, because that's our idea. We want to bring brands, identities, anything inside Fun World to make the experience fun and a little closer to real, with more real content. I mean, so that's the side of because the Genie is a big playground. So interoperability, integration, we can really go crazy and do anything here.
Cool. This royal person's was bullying me down there.
It's a lot of
It
people.
was like we're coming up on time here too as well. So I suppose Gabriel, you could also give some folks a sense of like what's on the horizon for Janino. What can folks expect over the next couple months? Just that would be a great chance to do so, I think.
In the past month, we've been mostly heads down developing. We implemented now parts of some aspects and instruments to help us complete our vision, like the logging system. We implemented a social system a couple of weeks ago. You don't need the MetaMask anymore to log in, only if you want to withdraw. The social part, we implement the friend list. That's going to evolve way more. Social aspects of the game, communication, voice chat. Also, and we have also some great news that happened. We already shared the community. We recently closed a deal with VC to help us on our marketing and development of these next steps. And we will be implementing what we want to, that will boost the part of collectibles that we planning to do on Deninho. It is the Deninho online store that we're gonna have physical collectibles, digital collectibles, skins, merch, everything powered by our token that we planning and building to launch it properly. So everything, all the ecosystem is gonna have a different shape from now on that we are building, and it's gonna be at least we are super excited. I can give you a little alpha here. I don't know if Jack saw before, if you guys seen the camera here, a little previews of the collectibles coming. So we have a Deninho miniature here.
Oh my god.
That's awesome. That's so cute.
So that will be that and more will be available on the Deninho store, powered by our token, and that's like the biggest step. And Deninho is ever evolving. We want to bring everybody inside. We, like before, we want to expand the world as well. So there's a lot of content there. Basically, it's like tons of content to come.
That's awesome. I love it. I love that you're going the physical route. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. And we have the idea. This was the first to show the community, show everybody like what we intend to do. But definitely, the community already gave ideas about like curating the next edition, how should look the next edition to go to the store, partnerships with arts or items to be sold on Deninho forward with famous artists, and we even live concerts we have lined for Deninho to be in the public, DJs and artists to present live concert in Deninho.
Nice. That's awesome. Love it. Well, thank you guys. I think we're coming up on just about at time here. So I think this is probably a good spot to wrap up. But huge thank you to Hantao for hosting today and joining us as the featured creator. You can expect a whole lot more content over the next 7 weeks. I think, 7 more weeks after this. It'll be 8 weeks in total. And we've got one weekly stream that we'll be broadcasting from the Arbitrum Twitter account each week. So we will catch you guys next Tuesday. But thanks everybody. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Always a pleasure.
See you at
Appreciate
GDC.
you guys inviting me. Yes, GDC.
Yes.
If you're gonna come to GDC, anyone, just make sure to stop by the Arbitrum booth. We'll be there.
What's gonna be there? Is there alpha?
If you stop by, we'll give you some alpha. All right, guys.
Thanks, Hantao. Thanks, everybody.
Of course.